Welcome to Fashionably Broke.
I'm kidding, don't use that.
Just wear whatever the hell you
Like,
want.
literally just...
We're living on a McDonald's budget.
Just because you're broke doesn't mean you have to dress like it.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Fashionably Broke Podcast. I have a very exciting episode for you guys. We're doing a little hungover Mardi Gras recap, and emphasis on the hangover because I still have it. Okay, so today's episode is going to be a bit shorter, but I truly hope you guys enjoy. Reporting live straight from Crescent City. Happy Mardi Gras, y'all. Okay, so yeah, welcome to the Mardi Gras episode. I am currently in New Orleans right now. I'm actually leaving today to head home. It is Sunday, so Bacchus. And I'm so sad. I literally don't want to leave, but I have to because, you know, of course, outside of Louisiana, is the real world. And unfortunately, I cannot stay through the rest of the weekend and into the week. But it just truly is like the best time of year. Like if you have never been to Mardi Gras, if you've never done Mardi Gras, I highly, highly, highly recommend you add that to your bucket list because it is truly like some of the most fun ever. This setup is a little crazy. I'm looking a little crazy, but I just had to at least record a little bit of this Mardi Gras episode here in New Orleans because I just feel like that is the only way to do it. I was here with some of my friends. They are actually staying, so they're currently on the parade route, and I hope that they are having the time of their goddamn lives. And like I said, I'm so sad to leave, but I feel like this trip was so much freaking fun. It really was great too, because like I was able to kind of bring like my two worlds together. So for those that don't know, my friend Anna and Marley, they actually live in Tennessee. But Anna is from Louisiana, from New Orleans. And obviously then I have all of my friends in Baton Rouge and New Orleans. And it's been so nice because like over the last few years since I moved to Nashville, a lot of my friends have kind of become friends with each other here in Louisiana. So it's been super nice just kind of like planning and prepping the trip. It was Valentine's Day over the weekend, but it was also my best friend Emily's birthday. So we were able to kind of do a little bit of both, a little birthday celebration and Mardi Gras celebration. So I don't even know where to start. So we drove down on Thursday morning. We left Chattanooga at like freaking 4 a.m. Central Time, which is absolutely insane. Oh, wait, hold on. Give me 1 second. I think that the refrigerator's open. Sorry, I was hearing a weird beeping. Don't know what that was. But we drove down Thursday. So we got here super early. I think that we got here around like 2:30. So we pretty much had like the whole evening, which was so freaking nice. So we pretty much got ready and then hit the town, got to see a little bit of muses. And then we actually ended up going to go see Disco Lines, which let me tell you guys, this was a crazy, 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 crazy experience. Okay, so last minute we found out that Disco Lines was going to be in New Orleans for Mardi Gras doing a whole set. So we were like, oh my God, okay, this is our one chance. We have to freaking go. We have to go. Like we can't miss out on Disco Lines. So one of my friends, Emily, who, again, it was her birthday this past weekend, that girl has literally every freaking connection humanly possible. And so she knew a few groups that had VIP tables. Granted, having a VIP table or like a VIP section was the most insane amount of money ever. So we all basically just ended up buying GA tickets and then obviously made it our one goal to get into the VIP section. And let me tell you, my girl Emily went to goddamn work. She ended up getting all 5 or 6 of us in total into a VIP section. And let me tell you, we felt like we were on top of the goddamn world until the evening took a turn. Disco Lines was absolutely insane. But obviously we were in a section that we didn't pay for. So, out of just like respect to everyone else that paid to be there, we were respectful, got out of everyone's way, didn't crowd the railing, and, didn't touch their alcohol. Most importantly, didn't touch their alcohol. Well, it turns out that there were a few people that were freaking pissed that we were there. And we're treated it was a little insane. Let's just stick with that because I don't want to divulge too much because not everyone in the group acted like that. Obviously, our friends were there and we knew other people in the section. But let me tell you, it was absolutely insane. And all I'm going to say is some people are just so insecure that it actually blows my mind. And I just truly don't understand that, like, why people get so mad or so upset or just so, like, they feel so threatened. Which to me, I'm sorry, if I was in a VIP section and some other girls came in that hustled their way in there, I would be like, fuck yes, absolutely. Get it, girls. Like, girl power. Girls can do anything that they put their mind to. Because we can. And I'm sorry, if I'm going to put my mind on getting into a VIP section, I'm going to get in. Wait, that is truly another thing about this weekend is I swear to God, everything that we said we wanted or like we manifested came true, which is insane. Which is insane to say. Like, we truly were being so, like, we started to realize that, like, we would say something out loud and then it would happen. So we were like, okay, we have to be really smart and strategic about what we're saying out loud because we need to make this the best weekend of our lives. Also, I don't know if y'all can hear what's going on in the background. Obviously, we have parades going on, so we have sirens. It's pretty crazy. So I'm hoping that this mic isn't picking it up. But we really did. And like, we truly were manifesting everything coming true this weekend, which is crazy to say. So I just feel like we were the luckiest girls on the planet. We truly were. But that was Thursday night. We ended up staying out way too goddamn late. I think my head hit the pillow around 4 a.m. and then my eyes opened around 7 a.m. So that was a very startling shock. Friday we kind of hung out and played it low key. We had a birthday dinner or a birthday lunch, I guess, for Emily. Which this is another insane, crazy story. So, me, Anna, and Marley wake up at 7 a.m. Basically, we go to the store, cook breakfast, and just kind of like hang out, okay? Well, obviously, we woke up at 7 a.m. We went to sleep at freaking 3 or 4 a.m. So we were exhausted. So, we closed our eyes for a little bit and we all took around like an hour nap. So wake up at like 11 a.m. and then are like, okay, we have lunch reservations with Emily and with the girls at 3:15 at this one restaurant. Okay, so we're like, you know what? Screw it. Let's go ahead. Let's get early ready. We can get there early. We can have a drink and then like, be on our merry way, have lunch, and then hit the town with the girls. Well, around 1:30 rolls around, I take forever to get ready and, we're just kind of like taking our sweet time. And we get a text basically saying, oh, we're headed to the restaurant. And it was maybe like 1:45, 1:50. And we're like, oh, are y'all walking? Because the reservation isn't until 3:15. Why are y'all getting there so early? And they're like, no, the reservation's at 2. And I'm like, holy shit, where the hell did I get 3:15 in my head? Like, am I that dyslexic that I read a 2 as a 3? Like, there's no freaking way. So we text them back and, of course, everyone's waiting on me. And I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm almost done getting ready. I'm going to throw my hair up and then, like, we're going to call the Uber and we're going to go. So We call the Uber. The Uber takes a minute to get to where we're staying, of course, because it's Mardi Gras. All right, there's shit going on. Yeah, there's a lot of traffic. So we get in the Uber, and I'm texting, freaking out, being like, "I'm so sorry. I don't know how I got the time wrong. Like, we're gonna be late, but we're on the way. Like, I sincerely apologize." And they're like, "No, it's totally okay. There was an issue with the table, anyways. We haven't been sat yet." So I'm like, "Oh my god, thank freaking god." We pull up to the Roosevelt Hotel because originally we were planning on having lunch at Dominica, which is in the Roosevelt Hotel. So we're running through the Roosevelt Hotel, and then we bust into Dominica, and we're like, "Oh my god, we're so sorry, we're late." We're looking around the restaurant. We don't see a soul we know. So I'm like, "Where the hell are they?" They said they're here, but they hadn't gotten a table yet, but we don't see them anywhere. So I give them a call, and I'm like, "Oh." So then we walk up to the hostess, and we're like, "Hey, reservation is under Emily. We can't find them anywhere." And she's looking and scrolling through her little iPad, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I don't see anything here." And so then I literally, my heart drops to my butt. I swear to God, my heart drops to my butt. And so I'm like, "No way. No way." I give Emily a call, and I'm like, where are y'all? We're here." And she was like, "We're in the back." And I go, "What restaurant are you at?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm at the Four Seasons Hotel." And I'm like, "I'm at the Roosevelt Hotel." And she goes, "Oh my God, I don't think I ever sent you the change of reservation." So basically, in our text messages, which this is literally not her fault. It's Mardi Gras. There's so much going on. So we do not blame her. It was, we all should have double checked that we knew when the reservation was and where the reservation was. But it was freaking hilarious because we're like, "There's no way." She goes, "Why are y'all at the wrong restaurant?" And we literally pull up the text message that says from her 3:15 at Dominica. So we're like, "This is why we're here, and this is why we're late." And she goes, "Oh my God, no. Our reservation was for 2 p.m. at the Four Seasons Hotel, Miss River restaurant." And we're like, "Holy shit, okay, well, we have to call an Uber now, and we're gonna be even later. So we're so sorry, but shit, we didn't know." So we end up calling an Uber and getting to the right restaurant. Pretty much they were sat maybe 15 minutes before we got there, but we were a full on 45 minutes late to the reservation, which is absolutely insane. But at the end of the day, I think it's a fucking hilarious story. The fact that we had the whole reservation completely fucking wrong. But I'm not gonna lie, in the moment, I didn't find it very funny. I was having a goddamn panic attack, freaking out because I thought it was my fault. But it turns out it really was no one's fault. It just was the way that the cookie crumbled. And then after we had a fabulous lunch at Miss River, we hit the town, and of course, we had to go to Bourbon Street because when in New Orleans, right? So we go to Bourbon Street, which they have that shit locked down after everything that has happened. And so we ended up going to, I think the first place we went to was the beach. And oh my God, it was so fun. I have to say, I was putting on my best goddamn performance of my life. I mean, the DJ was loving us. We weren't being hot and sexy and like everyone else was. No, we were getting goddamn down. We were being hilarious. We truly were being the life of the goddamn party. I swear to God that the vibes changed the second we stepped foot in that motherfucking door. And we shut that shit down. We had so much fun. And then of course we couldn't end the night there because if you're going to Bourbon Street, you are going to Pado's. So we go to Pado's, we get in, we have a table, we need a table for 8 because we want to go to the piano bar. So we get in and we're like, somehow manifesting a table for 8 people for us at the piano bar. And guess what? Guess what happened? A table for 8 came available. And we sat and sang the night away and met some men that were very overly friendly. But we were trying to set up a few girls in the group anywho. And so they were all being made out with. It was so goddamn great. And then after that, and honestly, the night gets a little fuzzy. And I truly don't remember where we ended up. I think, we ended up going to another restaurant, but by the time we got there, they're like, yeah, it's time to shut this shit down. And so we made the responsible decision to not go to another place, but to turn home and go to bed. I think that night too, we also ended up staying out till 4 a.m. And then on Saturday, we ended up going out on the parade routes all day, of course, to see Iris, to see Tux, which I am wearing a Tux hat. But yeah, I can't wait to recover today from the craziest weekend ever. And I'll see you guys in Nashville. Hey guys, and I am back in Nashville. It's crazy. I really wish that I could literally snap my fingers and get back to Nashville as fast as I did in this episode with you guys. But unfortunately, I did spend, I think almost over 10 hours at the airport, which is absolutely insane to say. I was supposed to go meet a friend for lunch after I recorded the beginning half of this episode, which I'm not gonna lie, I really hope it turned out well. I was so out of it. Like, I didn't even adjust my audio, so I'm praying to God that everything is okay because I just truly, truly don't have the energy to re-record that entire recap. So my fingers are crossed. But I was supposed to go meet a friend for lunch after recording that episode or recording the beginning half of this episode, and then I was going to go straight to the airport. Well, obviously, it was still Mardi Gras. Like, Mardi Gras was still happening around the city on Sunday. And traffic was just already so insane. I was like, you know what? I'm so terrified. Like, what if I get an Uber and it doesn't come in time? Like, what if I call it so early and it still takes forever to get to me, and then it takes forever for me to get to the airport? So I was so freaked out. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna get to the airport 4 hours early. And then I also did have a layover, and I never, ever take a flight with a layover, but it was pretty much just like my only option, so I didn't have a choice. So I literally spent all freaking day in the airports. I got there at like 12 and I got home at like 10. So it truly was a 10-hour airport day. So, we're still recovering. We're still recovering from Mardi Gras. I just already know this is going to turn into a week-long recovery, because unfortunately, I just can't bounce back like I used to. I mean, I truly was not that I was expecting to have like a super low-key, chill Mardi Gras, because I'm so sorry, those words in Mardi Gras just like don't go together. But I mean, I don't know, as a ripe 27-year-old, I wasn't planning on going as hard as I did. And let me tell you, we did go hard. I honestly am just going to let whatever happened stay in New Orleans. And honestly, that's that. But one thing I really do want to talk about is just like truly how grateful I am for my friends. And I think that this is something really great to talk about, especially for any younger listeners out there, is that obviously being a girl, I feel like friendship is just one of those topics that is consistently talked about throughout your life. Friendships evolve throughout your life. You lose friends, you gain new friends, you go through friend hardships, and that honestly just stays consistent throughout your life. But it truly is so special when you do have a group of friends that have stayed consistent in your life and continue to stay consistent in your life. And one thing that I truly am so grateful of what I've done in my friendships is obviously I have, all of my friends from college, but I've also made quite a bit new friends here in Nashville. And the one thing I pride myself in doing is always mixing my friend groups. I know that there are people out there that kind of like to keep things separate and don't always necessarily bring two friend groups together or multiple friend groups together. But I don't know, it's just something I just like love to surround myself with people that I love. And at the end of the day, of course, do I expect them all to like literally love each other, to always get along? No, obviously I can't control that. But the fact is, my friends have. Like, my friends do get along. My friends do love each other. And like, this whole weekend, it just truly was such a special thing to be able to sit back and watch. Like, my like, I say old friends, but like my friends that I've had throughout college, growing up in college, that I've had for a long time mesh with my friends that I have made here in Nashville over the last three years, and like to have them become such good friends, it really is just like so heartwarming and it's so special. And I know that, throughout your life and throughout my life, I'm going to go through, a lot of friendship troubles, or a lot of friendships just throughout the course of my life, because I am so young. But like, I truly am so grateful and thankful for the ones that I have made along the way and that have just stayed in my life. I truly like love them so much, it's not even funny. And I, like, don't think that this weekend would have been the same without every single one of them there. And it just truly was, like, so much fun because okay, like I said, I was gonna vlog this trip, and I didn't even vlog because I was just so in the freaking moment. I barely took any pictures. I barely took any videos. Like, I was so in the moment, just enjoying the company of the people I was with and just, like, taking everything in because, like, we truly did do some crazy things, and I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to do all of the things that we got to do, and just kind of like how we ended up in the situation to be able to do them. Uh, but like, I wouldn't have wanted to share Mardi Gras, like that, just like this whole weekend, Mardi Gras, and the whole experience with anybody else. I truly like, I had such a great time. Even though I'm hurting, even though I'm hurting afterwards, I truly did have such a great time. Like, it's literally not even funny. But I'm also not gonna lie, I think that this episode is going to be all over the place because I don't have a single note written down. We're just going off of straight vibes. And honestly, I'm sorry, it's all I can give. I don't have the energy to give anymore. Um, and I'm not sorry about it because this weekend literally took like 10 years off of my life, which is so embarrassing to say. And I'm behind on Summer House. So unfortunately, I don't have a Summer House recap for you guys, but don't worry, next week I will make sure I recap everything so that we have a lot to catch up on. But honestly, I'm not going to lie. I think that this episode is going to be primarily about Mardi Gras and just honestly how thankful I am for my friends. It truly is such a fun experience. Like I mentioned earlier, if you've never been to Mardi Gras, I truly think that it should go on every single person's bucket list because it is the most fun time ever. It is obviously wild and crazy, but it is also just like what you make of it. And it is just like such a unique cultural experience that such a small part of the world gets to experience and gets to be a part of, that I just like think that everyone should have the opportunity to be able to go because it is so fun and so crazy. No, I'm kidding. But also the food this weekend, like, oh, it is. I love Nashville so much, but like I do truly miss Louisiana, which is so crazy for me to say because obviously I was born and raised in Texas, but like I don't know. It's it's one of those things where like I moved to Louisiana at such a pivotal time that it's like almost like I like fully grew up there. Like I grew up there without parents. Like I grew up there like on my own, if that makes sense. Like just trying to figure out life in college, you know, there for my first ever job, just really trying to kind of find my way in the world. And I feel like it really attaches you to a place, if that makes sense. And it's one of those things where it's like, I just like hope Louisiana is just always part of my life. I know I'm always going to visit it, but like, it's one of those things where it's like, I can't even wait to like take my kids to Mardi Gras. I can't wait to take my kids to Louisiana, to New Orleans, and just like show them around because it's such a magical place. It's insane. Um, Oh my God. Okay. Like I said, I don't really have much for this week's episode because I'm still not all there post Mardi Gras. If we're being honest, I do fully need a full week to recover, and I'm so sorry about it. But that's just what happens when you go at a old age. I'm just kidding. I'm not old, but that's just what happens when you get older and you go on a bender for like that. You go on a bender like I experienced this past weekend. But I wanted to make a very exciting announcement. Next week's episode, I will have on my first ever guest for Happy Hour. So, if you have listened since I started this solo podcasting journey, my goal is to have friends on at least once a month for a Fashionably Broke Happy Hour episode where you basically get to know my friends. And I am so, 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 so excited to have this guest on. Um, they are the most amazing person ever. I love them literally so much. And they truly have been one of my biggest supporters on this journey of solo podcasting. And I mean, truly like my partner in crime. And I cannot wait for y'all to get to know them because they're iconic. Let's just say that. But again, I hope you enjoyed this Mardi Gras recap episode. I know it was a shorter one, but sometimes it is what it is. It's just a quick little listen. And I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.